We are back with the second ever anime review, and this time a second season in return of ZDEyE no chaotic crusade in the Eminence in Shadow. A few months ago, I actually had made my first ever review of the Eminence in Shadow Season 1, and now I have decided to continue a little tradition and bring in yet another review for this amazing and entertaining show. So strap yourself in, because this review is about to go full on weeb mode and about to dive into the deeper parts of the alpha's infiltration skills, if you know what I'm talking about. For those who haven't tuned in yet, the Eminence in Shadow follows ZDEyE no, a person, well, let's just say, who reincarnated into another world. Sid is our main protagonist. He decided to live a background character life, and I put that in quotes, pretending to be weak while secretly training and manipulating events from the shadows. He builds up his own shadow organization, the Shadow Garden, to combat a looming cult he believes will threaten the world. Season 1 was a rollercoaster of action, comedy, and Sid's hilariously oblivious antics. He surrounded himself with devoted but clueless followers, trained a band of adorable assassin girls, or should I say waifus, and accidentally became the hero he never wanted to be. Season 1 left us with Sid, aka Shadow, at the peak of his chuny game, pulling the strings of the world from the shadows while maintaining his hilarious obliviousness. Season 2 had big shoes to fill, balancing the absurd comedy, action spectacle, and surprisingly well-developed characters that made the first season such a hit personally for me. Let's start with the good stuff. Season 2 amps up the action and intrigue. We're thrown headfirst into the web of conspiracies, ancient gods, and power struggles that span multiple dimensions. The stakes have never been higher, and Sid's signature blend of the overconfidence and genuine badassery shines brighter than ever. Witness him duel demon lords, orchestrate puppeteer governments, and still find time to indulge in his shinobuyu fantasies. And the voice acting top-notch, especially Sid's smug delivery of lines like "I'm atomic." Huh?
Okay.
The show's bread and butter, the humor, remains sharp and delightfully absurd. Sid, or Shadow, often finds himself clueless about what's happening, and that's where a lot of humor in the series comes from. His knack for stumbling into critical situations without understanding them leads to quirky decisions, oddly resolving the issues. It's hilarious when his followers attribute these outcomes to their lord's supposed grand plan. And the plot stays lighthearted, never trying to be more serious than it is. A fun, entertaining storyline that doesn't take itself too seriously. The animation, while not consistently stellar, delivers impactful moments. The fight scenes are highlight, particularly Sid's clash with Elizabeth. That explosion of shadows and holy magic? Pure hype fuel. Even the comedic sequences featuring Skells, Bones, rattling humor, and Alpha's adorably deranged antiques are visually well executed. Now, they're not so good. Pacing can be inconsistent, with some episodes feeling rushed and others bogged down with filler, even though I didn't truly mind them too much. The adaptation from the source material also takes some liberties, leading to some of the missed jokes and character development moments for those familiar with the novels or manga. And while the humor remains sharp, some of the comedic bits can feel overused. Visual effects are that starts to lose its charms after the third time, or perhaps it was simply cringe in a lot of cases as well. Speaking of characters, Season 2 fleshes out the supporting cast beautifully. Alexia's transformation from ditzy princess to cunning mage is a delight, while Rose's journey from self-serious knight to Sid's reluctant sidekick provides plenty of laughs. Even minor players like Aurora and ever so suspicious Beta gets their moments to shine. The recent episodes gave me more screen time to old characters like Delta and Rose, especially with Rose's notable character development. Yukime also stood out with the commendable presence. Additionally, Claire had a more significant role in the first arc. Overall, solid character development in this season. The existing cast shines. Alexia remains the perfect foil to Sid's chuny delusions. Beta is still the best girl in my and Alpha Stoic never fails to crack me up. New additions like Princess Aurora, the tsundere holy maiden with a hidden agenda, and the enigmatic Zero adds fresh intrigue to the mix. However, some side characters like Yuri baiting Mary and Claire feel underdeveloped and perhaps even unnecessary. But let's face it, the heart of the show remains Sid Kageno. Remains endearingly hilarious. Even as he wields a god-tier power, Sid is still that awkward teenager at heart, desperately trying to live up to his power fantasy. It's this dichotomy, this mix of supreme power and relatable self-delusions that makes him such a captivating protagonist. The Eminence in Shadow Season 2 is a fun action-packed ride that retains the charm of the first season. Humor, characters, and action sequences are all enjoyable, but inconsistencies in pacing and some questionable adaptation choices prevent it from reaching the same heights as its predecessor. Still, for fans of the series, that those looking for a light-hearted isekai with a twist, Season 2 delivers a satisfying dose of chuny power fantasy and Shadow Garden shenanigans. However, Season 2 isn't without its flaws. Some comedic bits fall flat and certain plots feel rushed. The Yuri baiting, while appreciated by some, might leave others feeling a bit awkward. And those CGI dragons, well, let's just say they wouldn't be out of the place in a B-movie. But of course, no season is perfect. The Eminence in Shadow Season 2 has its shares of shadows. The pacing can be uneven at times, with some episodes feeling rushed and others bogged down due to the exposition. The focus on Sid's machinations that overshadow the development of the supporting cast, who often feel like pawns in his grand game. And while the multiverse twist adds an interesting wrinkle, it also risks diluting the established world and potentially opening up a can of plot's worms. Overall, The Eminence in Shadow Season 2 is a satisfying chaotic follow-up that delves deeper into its world, elevates its action, and keeps its cast of quirky characters ever evolving. While not perfect, it delivers the laughs, thrills, mind-bending plot twists we crave from Sid's twisted yet hilarious journey. So if you're looking for an anime that equals parts power fantasy, isekai absurdity, and genuinely fun world building, then head down to the Shadow Garden recruitment office and get ready to join the fun. Just remember, laughter is the best medicine, and with Sid Kagene around, the dosage is always quite damn high. The show's visual appeal often gets overlooked, but it's impressive. Though the number of fights have decreased, the artistic quality of the battles in Season 2 stands out. The showdown between Shadow and the Blood Queen was particularly awesome, and the battle between Shadow and Ragnarok, well, let's just say Shadow just completely demolished it. The soundtrack is also noteworthy, with noticeable improvements in background music quality this season. Final score for me would be something like maybe an 8 out of 10 isekai points. A solid follow-up that could have been Shadow Master level with some tighter executions. I would say Season 1 was better than this year's one, to be honest, but that just doesn't mean this one was bad. It is that the first one might have yet set our expectations higher than it should have. Isekai is a common genre in the manga and anime community, and The Eminence in Shadow has kept itself unique for quite a long time. Thumbs up for that. Watching something like this might not make you feel like you're watching a masterpiece, but you will enjoy your time and chill for a while watching something unique once in a while to brighten your mood. But it's nothing that will make you feel like you need to binge watch the whole thing in one take by skipping your sleeping schedule. I guess you guys got my point already. I want to give some of the bonus points in the season too. For sheer absurdity of Sid's Shadow Garden recruitment exams involving a haunted house and a fake dragon, for Alpha's ultimate badass moments when she literally stops time, for the heartwarming and hilarious scenes in the Shadow Garden girls being clueless about Sid's true identity. So there you have it, my take on The Eminence in Shadow Season 2. So what do you guys think of The Eminence in Shadow Season 2? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss. If you haven't seen the show yet, what are you waiting for? go grab your trench coat, subscribe to my channel, and like the video to join the Shadow Garden. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys all later.